What's going on, Neon Nation? Welcome back to the Neon Arcade for some more Cyberpunk 2077 news. We have a lot to talk about today, including some Eargasmic new music teases, Cyberpunk 2077 collecting some accolades at the Golden Joysticks for the second year in a row, some hints of new Cyberpunk 2077 content dropping very soon, a tour of the CD PROJEKT RED studio in Warsaw, Keanu Reeves revealed as starring in a beloved franchise, and much more. Getting right into the news, we first have Cyberpunk 2077 claiming the most wanted game at the Golden Joystick Awards for the second year in a row. This is an award based on public voting, which I made mention of a couple weeks ago, so congratulations to CD PROJEKT RED for winning the title and ousting other titles like Hytale and The Last of Us 2. During the pre-show of the Golden Joysticks, we also got an exclusive look inside CD PROJEKT RED, with UK Head of Communications Hollie Bennet taking us through the studio. Unfortunately, we didn't get any interesting Cyberpunk 2077 tidbits, but the studio has a really relaxed vibe to it. You know it's a wholesome environment when a large feature of the studio consists of plants and puppies. Take that, poor working condition accusations. Next up, we have some art posted by the Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter page, which comes from an artist inside the studio. This is an obvious reference to Blade Runner and was posted with the caption of Roy Batty's monologue from the movie. Naturally, I think there has to be a Blade Runner Easter egg featuring this origami unicorn in the game. It's also a good sign for those who like philosophically complex issues that arise from what it means to be human. If you guys don't know the symbolism behind this origami, I highly suggest watching the original Blade Runner. Next up, let's get into some new music teases dropped by CD PROJEKT RED's music team. Words really can't describe how moody yet energizing these tracks are, so here's some snippets of 3 songs, 2 of which have been very recently posted. Next, we have some potential Cyberpunk 2077 info coming to the winter Dreamhack in around 2 weeks from now. CD PROJEKT RED's Cyberpunk 2077 community manager, Lalea, dropped a cheeky hint on Twitter early yesterday, quoting a Dreamhack related tweet and saying, quote, "Who's coming? We've got some of that Cyberpunk, you know, winky face." Now this could realistically just be a continuation of showing the Pacifica demo, but the Samurai tour, which has been extended, will wrap up on the 24th of November, which definitely aligns with the dates of Dreamhack for potentially having something new to share. Now honestly, I wouldn't get too excited, this might be reaching on my part, but you know I have to give you guys some hope to make it through the next 5 months. Next up, we have some quickfire news, so pay attention. According to Philip Weber on the CD PROJEKT RED forums, you will be able to sprint in the game, and you can also chain this into a slide and finally a crouch. Apparently, this looks pretty badass. Next, we have this image for Corpo Agent Meredith style lovers that show how the source material of Cyberpunk 2020 has influenced 2077. The picture on the left is Ivana Brandt from Night City Stories, found by generic name 232 on Reddit, and on the right is a stout we know in 2077. Pretty uncanny similarities here. Next, we have Keanu Reeves starring in the new SpongeBob movie, which I have to say actually looks pretty good. Keanu is really hammering out the projects as of late, so if you grew up watching SpongeBob, here's another incentive to go watch the movie. Let's be honest, Keanu is a way better choice than David Hasselhoff was back in the day. Just wanted to put that out there. Now if you're looking to kill some time, The Witcher 3 is also coming to Xbox Game Pass, so if you haven't played this legendary RPG before, first off, what are you doing with your life? And second, go play it on December 19th when it drops. There's a 99.9% chance you will not regret it. CD PROJEKT RED has also upgraded the site in reference to their Capture Cyberpunk photography contest, showing how many entries have come in per region. I've mentioned details on this contest before, but if you want even more info, check the description and the pinned comment. CDPR is also hiring a cinematic animator on a contract basis, so if you are qualified or know someone who is, this might be something to look into. Now if you get hired, you might even get to play with Kimchi. Next, we have some countdown to the Dark Future episodes featuring what's happened in the world of Night City prior to Cyberpunk 2077. In episode 315, we learn about notable events in 2020 and 2021. In 2020, a corporate AV crash released a nanotech plague on the outskirts of Night City. This carbon plague ravaged the city for 2 weeks, then mysteriously vanished. Dorm Technologies works with the Aldecaldos and the Jode Nomad nations to begin rebuilding Chicago, which was devastated and almost entirely abandoned years earlier because of the plague. If you guys would like to know more about the Nomads, check out the playlist featured on the channel. In 2021, Sino attempts to acquire bankrupt Aquacorp iHag. Rival OTEC opposes them. War breaks out on and underneath the world's oceans. CINO and OTEC hire Arasaka and Militech to aid in their scuffle, laying the groundwork for a much larger conflict. Roche Bartmoss is killed in a raid and his death triggers the data crash virus. The Fourth Corporate War begins when Arasaka and Militech start warring beyond their Sino and OTEC contracts. In 2023, the Fourth Corporate War causes a global disruption in shipping and travel. Corporations begin to collapse. US President Elizabeth Kress nationalizes Militech. A team infiltrates Arasaka Towers in Night City and a small nuclear device is detonated. 500,000 people die almost instantaneously. This is when the Time of the Red begins. If you guys would like to learn more about the age or Time of the Red, check out the card in the top right corner, and you can always check the Lore Explained playlist on the channel for more lore in general. Thank you guys so much for watching, and for more Cyberpunk news and lore, join Neon Nation by subscribing to the Neon Arcade.